Today I make props for a costume that has been a dream of mine for nearly 20 years. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armoury. So first off I start by marking out what I thought was a fully circle shape onto foam and then have to adjust it a few times to make the core shape of the Valkyrie shield. Now I've opted to go with the Valkyrie sword and shield for Cassandra Alexandra from Soulcalibur because it's honestly easier. I've tried working out the shape in my head for that sword, for the shield that she has, and it did my head in for years. So I just decided to do this. So I'm building up the structure of the back of it to give it the wood look, which I'll come back in with a knife later and further rough up the foam texture. But I figured if I build it up like this gives me the right shape. Then I come around it and clean it up, and you see me going over it with bits of foam to seal up the edges and add some banding, and then continue on with building up the structure of the actual hand grip and bits and other details on it. Adding the black marks are for where bits of metal are on the shield itself. Now I'm making use of foam because, in all honesty, if I were to make this thing out of wooden, or to make it out of wooden metal, I couldn't take it to a con. I worked on the underside first so as to not have weight pressing down on the skull, on the dome, sorry. Built up the shape for around the dome and went from there. Had a bit of trouble getting the circle to be perfect, but well, these things happen. Now coming up and adding in the metal banding detail on the outside too. 1mm thick foam is often good at being shaped around things. Now I've added in a whole lot of googly eyes ribbons, and I am starting on the sword now. So the sword itself is made from foam core with a wood dowel down the centre of it to provide a solid core for it. Camera's kind of a bit high up, unfortunately, but yeah, so you see me in here coming through and cutting out the channels for the actual wood to go in the centre of it, and using Warhammer books to weigh down super glue. Now that it's glued together, I can get started on actually making the sword shape and trying to get things the right shape, which is honestly a bit awkward. Beveling is not my strong point, but yeah, you see me coming through and shaping things and arguing with the shapes a lot and making a lot of mess in the process. These things happen. Eventually I get the shape right and we move on to making the handguard for it. So the handguard itself I drafted out of cardboard, out of card, and then marked it onto foam and glued it down. You see me here doing 4 mirrored pieces on there and struggling around gluing it. Now I put paint on early before finishing the actual structure of the thing because I was rushing for a convention that I didn't get it finished, get the costume to go with it done for, so I opted to bail on it. Now I'm making the pommel here and shaping it to get it kind of close to the round shape that we see on the actual reference image. Now the actual hand grip itself, I'm wrapping the core with some foam and then going over it with more foam to build up enough of a structure that I can stick the pipe in. Then I wrapped the pipe and went over that and built up more of the hand grip details and details around the pommel and such, so as to further make it work. Now you see me coming in here with paints, and the sword is an easy thing to paint, so I'm doing it first. And going over a lot of it with the silver. Then I come in with the gold and go over a fair bit of it with gold, just to get that base colour because it has both gold and bronze in it. Going over the hand grip a bit more, or hand guard, sorry. Next I come in with bronze and some masking. I masked down some circles that I'll need to clean up at the end after recording, before the final showcase that is. And next come in and add on the wavy pattern. Now I had agonised for months over doing a complicated template for it, and I gave up and instead just decided, you know what, I'm winging it. I want this thing to be done rather than to just be sitting around incomplete, which is kind of my ethos this year with miniature painting. So you see me here removing the masking and wrapping the handle there with tape. Now I'm going to come over that off camera with more tape and get that right. Now I've figured out that I need to have a light colour on underneath the green, so I just painted the whole thing gold because it's going to have gold trim on it anyway. Next I put down tape and then put more gold over the tape so as to have no bleed through. Then went over it with green, with a dark green, then the light green, making use of both a brush and a roller to get the texture a bit smoother. I probably should have put tape around the whole edges around the rims of the shield, but well. Next come around with more green to clean it up. End up getting green on the shield and clean that up again. Next come in and paint the back. Now I painted the back with brown and I thought I had footage, but apparently not. Okay, and so the Valkyrie sword and shield are done. Now, these aren't perfect. These are kind of intended as, well, potential placeholders until I get around to actually figuring out how to get the shield shape right for Cassandra. Because it's more than just, it's not just a circle, it's not just a circle, it's also kind of curved, sort of. It's weird shapes. And it did my head in more than once trying to work it out, including attempting a full-on duct tape shape. But yeah, we've got both sides of the shield, of the sword, hand grip, and the sword. As for the shield, that's the underside of it, and there is a practical element. The reason for this thing is so that I can clip this thing onto belts and just have it hanging at my side while I'm gaming, because I'm probably going to wear this to a gaming convention and they tend to have demos. Heck, it'd be kind of fun to take part in a Soul Calibur tournament and while wearing Cassandra. But yeah, anyway, I figured I'd get this video done and out, and yeah, I hope you liked the build, or maybe found it informative, or learned maybe what not to do or what to do. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. There'll be more soon. How soon? I am not sure when it comes to cosplay. But my next video will be on miniatures. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.